all by faith and by the calling that God has imputed. Pillars of Faith Christian Academy, or Pfca, was founded by Pastor Dante Einar Zabal. This vision started when the Lord confirmed Pastor Dante's calling as he surrendered his life to the Lord for mission work during the preacher's camp in Baguio City in the year 1992 to 1993. He was then still single and preparing himself for the ministry by studying in Bethany Baptist Bible College, Makati, while ministering at Bethany Baptist Cubao as a youth leader, Bible study leader, and one of the trusted preachers of the church. After he graduated from Bible College, he started his preparation for marriage and at the same time filed his letter of resignation before the private electronic company where he was working. He worked there in order to financially support his studies in the Bible College and his preparation for the ministry as well. In 1995, after he got married, he volunteered himself to be a full-time worker in Bethany Baptist Church, Cubao, where he was given the opportunity to be trained as an academy staff in Bethany Accelerated Christian Education, or BACE, Cubao, Quezon City. It was one of his answered prayers to be able to gather ideas by working at a Christian academy while praying for the right place where the Lord was leading him to minister. The center of his prayer to start a mission work then was in Pagbilao, Quezon, where he spent time once in a while to visit the outreach there started by Tayabas Bible Baptist Church, Tayabas, Quezon, his hometown and where he got saved.
In 1997, the Lord finally revealed to him, through his father in faith, Pastor Jose Conway III, that the Lord's calling for him is to minister in Tayabas Bible Baptist Church because Pastor Conway needed to leave his pastoral ministry in Tayabas in order to minister in his home church and serve the Lord at Christ Baptist Church, Muntinlupa City. Pastor Narzabal became an interim pastor of Tayabas Bible Baptist Church in 1997 and officially installed as church pastor in January 1998. Upon the turnover, his passion for goal setting remained, to be able to maximize time, talent, and treasure, to be able to reach out the community by launching new ministries that will magnify the name of the Lord in the church. This was his vision. His early years mainly focused on vision casting and encouraging the church to go forward for excellence through launching additional ministries, prayer force group, young people's group, family conference and missions conference, to name a few. He used to have a yearly theme which will serve as the church goal and motivation for the year, in order for the church to have legal personality and for it to be recognized by the government. Work out the registration of the church to the Securities and Exchange Commission, or SEC, as Bible Baptist Church of Tayabas Incorporated in March 4, 2003. As time passed by, the church hasn't been exempted from trials and difficulties, especially when it comes to finances. These trials strengthen our faith even more, and they are just like what other churches went through. Even though they were new in the ministry, and what they only have with them was faith, by God's grace, Pastor Narzabal and his wife kept themselves strong in the midst of challenges due to transition of leadership, maybe because they were both raised to be independent by their parents, who were both farmers. The principle of hard labor and flexibility helped them survive. Their trust in the Lord and their love and dedication to the ministry helped them hurdle together. Hardship was not an issue for them, and it was not a reason for them to stop. Along with this was the casting and launching of a missionary, where each member commits to give their monthly support to all the local and foreign missionaries who surrender their lives to evangelize the mission field. The ministries continued. The mission works in Pagbilao, Atimonan, and Ginangan were established. The more Pastor Narzabal challenged the church to put the vision imputed to him into action by casting the first fruits giving. This would mean giving of at least 1 month income of each members to finance the purchase of lot and church building projects. In order to set an example, Pastor Dante and his wife took a step of faith and gave sacrificial offerings, which served as proof of their genuine love for the Lord's work. For the best way of teaching people is to be an example.
Indeed, the Lord gives what we ask from Him for His glory and honor. In the year 2000, God's grace poured. BBC Tayabas was able to buy a property at Barangay Matiuna, Tayabas City, and held a groundbreaking ceremony. Finally, in the year 2002, the first floor auditorium was constructed. This served as a testimony of God's faithfulness to His servants who are willing to sacrifice their own personal pleasure just to be an instrument in fulfilling their purpose, which is for the expansion of the Lord's work and for the furtherance of the gospel. Perhaps, due to Pastor Narzabal's zealousness in doing the Lord's work, the Mother Church, led by Pastor Conway, ordained Pastor Dante as church pastor. After the ordination, vision to reach out the community continued. In 2003, he and his wife organized a Christian school with the help of the members of the church who were willing to contribute their expertise. The initial name of the school was authored by Mrs. Narzabal, Sure Foundation Christian Academy, but was not accepted by the Securities and Exchange Commission because by using the word foundation, the school would be required to have 1 million pesos as fund. Various names were submitted to SEC and denied due to similarity with other business names, until finally the name Pillars of Faith Christian Academy, or PFCA, merited the SEC approval on July 1, 2004. You might ask, what is the meaning of pillars in Pillars of Faith Christian Academy? Pillars represents the people in the organization who founded the Christian school, those who pioneered and stayed by faith in order to serve the Lord as Christian educators. The school itself serves as a monument of success and treasure, where the faith and truth in the lives of the students and their families was evident, all for God's glory and honor.
PFCA mission: to provide character and academic excellence to the next generation by educating the heart of its students for a balanced physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. PFCA mission: to produce future leaders that will make an ultimate difference and impact to the society by Christ-like spirit and wisdom. to produce well-trained and well-rounded individuals that will lift up truth and righteousness, to reach out people for God's honor and victory.
Pfca during its humble beginnings. Limited finances. By faith, Pastor Narzabal and his wife shouldered the school finances and paid for the necessary expenses from their own pockets in order to meet the legal requirements necessary to operate.
Limited staff, limited students, and limited school facilities. The school was temporarily located at the church auditorium, designated worship place during Sundays and Wednesdays, and converted as classrooms during weekdays. The schoolrooms or church auditorium's wall was made of galvanized roof. The flooring was muddy during rainy season and dusty during the summer. Pfca persecution and discrimination. The work of the Lord is not exempted from persecution and discrimination. In fact, the ministry becomes stronger after going through the storms. By experiencing testing and trials, the more we appreciate how God empowered His people and helped them conquer. Of course, part of Pfca history are the Christian educators who taught in the academy. These are the former Pfca staff. The Lord has been faithful to Pfca in the last 20 years. It is now one of BBC Tayaba's avenue for the advancement of God's kingdom in the city of Tayabas. The pains and trials during its birth are now the golden moments to remember. It is now a noble inspiration for the future. The ups and downs are part of learning and growth. Behind the smiles lies sweat and tears, but the grace of the Lord will always be remembered and treasured. The effectiveness of Pfca is first and foremost because of the grace of God. Second, because of the hardworking academy staff who chose to surrender their lives and serve as Christian educators. The following are Pfca's current academy staff. "20 years of God's goodness."
20 years of passion for academic excellence and character building.
Happy 20th Foundation Anniversary, Pillars of Faith Christian Academy.
To God be the glory.